Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present my research entitled Scoping Review on the Challenges in Implementing Universal Design on Children Public Playground. This is an outline of presentation which begin with the research title until conclusions of the research. Before further explanation, I would like to brief on the terminology used throughout this research. The first terminology is the scoping review. Scoping review is an approach to synthesizing research evidence in order to provide an overview of given field in terms of its nature, features, and volume. While challenges in this study will be focusing on the barriers faced in implementing and incorporating universal design in the architecture of children public playground. For the universal design that is usable by all users to the greatest extent possible without the need for adaptation or specialized design. And lastly is a public playground. Public playground is an outdoor or public area that's specifically designed to support children's plays. Okay, this is a research background. Play is crucial for children's development in the sense of affective, psychomotor, cognitive, social interaction, and creativity. While children's right to play has also been recognized at the international level in the United Nations Convention on the Right of Child, 1989. It can be found in the Article 31 United Nations Convention on the Right of the Children. So under this law, it is believed that every independent state is under a responsibility to take active measures to enforce this right for all children without any discrimination under this jurisdiction. However, despite this, the fulfillment of this play right is often thwarted. Yet, despite law, legal arrangement and convention, research indicate implementation of the inclusive playground is still low and many cities facing difficulties in facilitating inclusive playground. Therefore, this research aims to identify the key challenges in implementing universal design on children public playground. This slide shows the search strategy in scoping review. It is start with the search the data from the database like EBSCO and Scopus and other databases. The searching strategies using certain keywords such as challenges, inclusive play, play policies, and playground. Snowballing techniques are also used to make sure that there are no studies for inclusion were missed. The search strategy also depends on the inclusion and exclusion criteria as listed in the slide. Okay, there are 6 inclusion and exclusion criteria for the scoping review. Apart from that, it is also used a data charting where all papers are uploaded to the EndNote X9 2019 and Clarivate analytic reference management software for the purpose of screening and selecting process. The process involves identification, screening, eligibility, and included. This slide shows the summary of previous studies on inclusive playground. The summary of the studies focus on the physical design factor and non-physical factors. The result shows that there are 2 categories of factors identified for the challenges in implementing universal design on children public playground. First category is physical design factor. It is divided into 2, which is extensive use of space and different play needs. And then the second category is non-physical design factors, which is ambiguity of term, building cost, attitudinal barrier, and lack of knowledge on universal design. Okay, this category or theme on the physical design factors, which is extensive use of space, identify that the application of universal design on small land could be problematic and may require tailored design solution in order to meet the need of persons with disabilities, especially in terms of accessibility. While for the different play needs, it is more difficult to create playground for children with disabilities, as creating play equipment for children with disabilities may require more safety consideration than the ordinary playground. For the theme number 2 or category number 2, non-physical design factors, there are 4 factors identified: ambiguity of terms, which is more to lack of shared understanding on the term on inclusive, led to the tendency of industry respondents to utilize the terms in various ways in design. And then number 2 is building cost. Indeed, the cost will likely to be higher when the disability feature in public playground is treated as afterthought instead of being added during the design concept. And number 3, factor number 3, attitudinal barrier. So universal design is mostly ugly, no aesthetic value, focusing on the person disability rather than the individual abilities. This is for the negative attitude identified. And then the last factors under the non-physical design factors is lack of knowledge on universal design. So majority of the authors agreed that the lack of awareness on universal design is a global issue in academic and professional practice. So academic institutions do not include universal design as a core curriculum subject in the training of architect, design, and environmental planners such as town planner. So this is a result and discussion identified during the searching. As a conclusion, the study successfully provided an overview of scoping review methodology in the challenges of implementing universal design in children's public playground. So the study identified 2 core themes, okay, or category that move away universal design in the realm of design and architecture of children's public playground, physical design factors, and non-physical design factors. So the result hopefully can offer helpful inspiration to designer, city council, and many more organizations in their work to create universal design playground. So this is references for the research. With that, thank you very much.